Drawing from Imagination, Lesson 10, Invented Character. Before starting this lesson, please have the following materials ready: sketch pad, number 2 writing pencil or mechanical pencil, ebony pencil, pencil sharpener, eraser. Subject matter: invented head. Keep track of assignments. Do each exercise in order in your sketch pad. Change pages for each exercise and use as many pages as you need, but on each page, write the number of the exercise, for example, I-10A. Also, after doing the assignments, remember to take photos of all the drawings you did for this lesson. This project challenges you to invent a character, drawing his or her head, features, and expression from imagination while using diverse shading techniques to give your creation a sense of three-dimensional form. To warm up, let's see how you do drawing a face from imagination before instruction as a benchmark to compare with your final drawing. Exercise I-10A, warm-up, first imagined face. Time, 5 minutes. Materials, sketch pad, ebony pencil. Subject, face from imagination. Picture in your mind a head and face from memory or imagination. Start out drawing freely in a gestural line, sketching in the head, neck, hair, and features. After you have these basic elements down, use contour lines to refine the forms and features and add other details. Continue as long as time allows. Okay, start. And stop. Now let's take a look at your drawing. Chances are you included all the usual characteristics eyes, ears, nose, mouth, hair, eyebrows, scars, etc. But intentionally or not, these features don't always end up in the right proportion or position in relation to each other. People often draw eyes larger than they really are. The face might be too big for the head, and the back of the head might not be big enough to hold a human sized brain. Don't worry, these errors in measurement happen to accomplished artists too. Even if someone plans to make a monster face or a caricature with exaggerated proportions and the features arranged in weird ways, it helps to start with some idea of the normal arrangement. So, the next exercise will teach you how to draw an ordinary face, and then we'll let you make it extraordinary. You'll be drawing the head, face, and neck using the features and proportions of an average adult. First, we'll draw the head in profile, side view, and then from a front-on view, so the following information on proportions will be applied to both views. Note, these measurements only apply when the head is viewed straight on. The first way of measuring divides the head in half vertically by using a horizontal line based on the position of the eyes. Eyes are normally located in the middle of the head, measured from the crown at the top of the skull to the chin. This may come as a surprise, and you may have drawn them higher up on the head, as many do, but that doesn't take into account the hairline or the continuing height of the skull beyond the face. The second way of measuring divides the face in thirds from the hairline to the chin line. The hairline is 1/4 of the way between the top of the head and the eye line. The first third below the hairline locates the brow line. The second third locates the base of the nose, and the last third goes to the base of the chin. And the bottom of the lower lip can be located with a line halfway between the bottom of the nose and the chin. The top of the ears usually line up with the eyes, and the bottom of the ears line up with the bottom of the nose. And the front edge of the ears line up with about the middle of the head. We'll use both ways of measuring in the next exercises. Exercise I-10B, Invented Profile. Time, 4 stages at 3, 4, 5, and 8 minutes each, so 20 minutes. Materials, sketch pad, mechanical pencil or number 2 writing pencil, ebony pencil, eraser. Subject, imagined face from the side. Locate your profile view on the right-hand side of your page and start by drawing a circle for the back of the head, leaving room below and to the right of it for the neck. Make the circle about 5 inches in diameter. Then for the neck, sketch a cylinder off the bottom middle of the sphere, curving back slightly. Next, divide the sphere with a vertical line and draw an ovoid form next to that line for the facial area. Place the oval a little lower than the top of the circle so the back of the head is higher than the facial area, as we mentioned. Notice the chin is well below the bottom of the circle. Now draw horizontal lines across the page from the top of the head and the chin to get the length of the head overall, and add another horizontal line halfway between the two for the position of the eyes. Okay, start. and stop. Now we'll establish secondary shapes, a circle on the upper part of the facial oval for the forehead, below that and a little ways back a slanting oval for the cheek, a smaller oval to the lower left of that one for the mouth area, and at the bottom a small horizontal oval for the chin. At this point, the face will look like it's made out of a bunch of blobs, but don't worry, they'll soon begin to help you form the features. First, draw the eyeball as a small circle about an inch wide halfway down the head, wedged in between the circle for the forehead and the oval for the cheek. Next, we'll mark off measurements to locate the other features. Start by establishing the hairline 1/4 of the way down from the top of the head to the eye line. 1/3 of the way down from the hairline to the chin, draw a line for the eyebrows. 2/3 of the way down, draw a line for the bottom of the nose. Finally, mark off the halfway point between the bottom of the nose and the chin for the bottom of the lower lip. It may help to label these locations as a reminder for when you start drawing in the features. Okay, start. and stop. Now you're ready to draw in the outline of the profile. Following the demonstration, notice the indentation where the forehead and nose meet near the eyebrow measurement line. From there, you can strengthen the contour of the top and back of the head, then define the bridge of the nose as well as the projection of the mouth. Continue to follow the contour of the lips and chin, then establish the back angle of the jaw, slanting it up towards the midline. Go on to develop the drawing, first adding contour lines for the eyelids. Notice that the lids extend past the eyeball itself and have thickness. Also, clarify the brow line and draw in the eyebrow. Notice that the eyebrow is thicker towards the middle of the face. Then draw lines for the mouth and lips. Next, draw small circles at the base of the nose for the wings over the nostril and the tip of the nose. Add a nostril as a small oval at the bottom of the nose. Other lines could also be added to distinguish plane changes, a line along the nose to separate the bridge from the side planes, and a diagonal line under the cheekbone to define the plane of the cheek. Next, locate the ears by drawing horizontal lines from the top of the eyeball and bottom of the nose. Also, reestablish the vertical line down the middle of the head. Construct the ear adjacent to this midline with a series of curvilinear lines nested inside one another, as in the demonstration. Finish off the jaw with a line indicating the plane between the chin and neck, and build up the masses of the neck and the back of the head. Check the proportions to see if the overall height is about the same as the overall width. Okay, start. And stop. After you've blocked in the side view of the head with normal measurements, take a moment or two to reflect on how your face can be altered into a caricature or monster by exaggerating the features and adding weird details. Don't copy the example, make up your own, male or female, and have fun with it. Okay, start. and stop. The next step is to draw the same head front on. This is more of a challenge than a profile because it's not easy to create such effects as a nose projecting out with lines only. However, adding tone to this drawing will help reinforce its three-dimensionality. Exercise I-10C, front view of head. Time, 2 steps at 15 minutes and 20 minutes, so 35 minutes. Materials, sketch pad, number 2 writing pencil or mechanical pencil, ebony pencil, eraser. Subject, front view of head. To begin, grid out the second face by carrying horizontal lines across the page from specific points on the newly modified profile head. These will help you line up the features and keep proportions the same as in the original. Start at the top and work your way down, marking off the major positions, including those on the face, as well as on the side, back, top, and bottom of the head as appropriate. Now you only need to determine how wide you want the face to be compared to the height of the profile and what you think the shape of the front of the head should be. Use your original drawing as a guide and keep the idea of your character in mind. Next, block in some roundish shapes, starting with the overall cranial mass, the jaw, forehead, chin, etc. Then indicate the shape and location of the features, eyes, nose, mouth, ears, along with any other elements that are included in your profile, like the brow and cheeks. Only use schematic lines to draw these forms in now. We'll add details and value later. However, it will help you to think about the elements you add as being three-dimensional masses rather than flat shapes. To make these masses more tangible, include lines that indicate divisions between planes and reinforce any lines that will help reinforce the three-dimensionality of the head as a whole, as well as of specific features. Okay, start. And stop. Once the basic head and face are blocked out, imagine what your character might look like with light and shade to give it a sense of volume or mass. As you'll remember, we covered two ways to shade: modeling, where surfaces coming forward are lighter and receding surfaces get increasingly dark, and rendering, where you imagine a single light source shining on the object from a specific angle. This male face was developed through modeling, with the effect of light coming at him straight on, so the dark areas recede and light areas advance. By contrast, this female face was developed with a rendering technique based on an imagined light source shining on her from above and to the right. If you're going to do a rendered drawing, begin by imagining the light source in relation to the face, then leave the lighter areas alone and add tone where the surfaces turn away from the light or where you picture a cast shadow. Normally, as we said in the last lesson, light is more effective coming from above. In that case, planes angling up are illuminated, like the forehead, bridge of the nose, and planes above the upper lip, lower lip, and chin. Alternatively, you could imagine light coming from below, known as ghoul lighting, as in this scary looking guy. Whatever position you decide on, be consistent in placing both lights and shadows. Additionally, you can use lines, tones, and marks of various kinds to develop textures on the face, including hair on the head, facial hair, wrinkles, scales, fangs, warts, and all. There is, of course, no single right way to create any of these effects, so take a chance. And if you don't like what you've done, you can always erase it or rework it. Whatever techniques you use, don't be in a rush to finish. Take your time developing values on your drawing, working over the whole head rather than finishing one spot and going on to the next. Do the same with textural effects, hair, wrinkles, etc. Gradually bring the drawing to a finish, adding accents and details here and there to tie it all together. Also, clean up smears or extraneous marks. Okay, start. And stop. Now that you're done with this last drawing, compare it to the first invented face done at the beginning of this lesson. Also, look back at your sketchpad to drawings you did for lesson 1 and perhaps remember any doubts you might have had about your drawing ability. Hopefully, the improvements from the first drawings to the last will give you confidence that you can, in fact, learn to draw. Even better, perhaps you got a taste of how much more there is to learn and are looking forward to continuing to draw on your own or in a class. In any case, we appreciate your participation in this research project. Once more, before you quit, check that each page of drawings is labeled with the number of the exercise, and be sure you've taken photos of each page of drawings done for this lesson.